Hey guys, welcome back to iLib Talk. Non-stop content going on right now with a lot of exciting stuff happening in the gaming industry. So, last night we had the PlayStation 5 reveal event. This was a decent show. Some of the games looked good, some looked okay, and some were quite meh. But that form factor was very exciting and really well presented. The console itself looks amazing in my opinion. I really like the new sleek look, as well as the colors. I know many people might not enjoy it because it's a bit too much, it is a bit out there, but personally I like the design. I also have to praise Sony for coming up with a digital edition. I definitely won't be purchasing it, but it's great you have that option too. Things we didn't learn from this show include the price and the release date, but Sony have promised they will be releasing this information in future events. On to the games. I will not focus on too many games, and I will only comment on those which interested me. So the show started off by showing off the new GTA 5. Exciting, right? Oh wait, it's not 2013. Why the hell would he start with GTA? Unless to show GTA 6. I mean, this game should now have no loading screens, right? It's 2020, PS5. And I would imagine that when you pull out from one character to another, it should be done in an instance. I mean, this looks to be some sort of multiplayer DLC, but I imagine there will be some new heists for online play. I don't know, I'm not really interested in GTA. The campaign was great, the single player was amazing, but online just doesn't do it for me. I'm sure that graphics will be pushed to 4K and hopefully 60 frames per second on the PS5, but I mean, wow. We can already do that on PC. Moving on to Spider-Man Miles Morales for holiday 2020. This was a surprise. I mean, Spider-Man 2018 was a great game, so I'm wondering if this is a separate game on its own or a continuation of the 2018 game. I would guess this is a small story focused on Miles, as Insomniac Games work on Spider-Man 2. I mean, it's cool we can be Miles Morales, and this should be a strong seller for Sony, especially if it can reach the levels of storytelling in Spider-Man the first game and also Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I would imagine that this game will probably be a sort of spin-off separate from the actual 2018 game. Gran Turismo 7 is not my kind of game, although when I was young I used to love playing car games, especially Gran Turismo. I mean, I grew up with this game. I don't really play them that much anymore. Now, I'll be honest, the gameplay looks tight, but I find it hard to think of how they can improve on the graphics and the visuals. I mean, when you look at a game like Forza Horizon on PC, the graphics are so impressive. I find it really hard to see how they can improve on that for the PS5. My favorite game shown last night was definitely Insomniac's Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. The gameplay looks sharp and the graphics seemed truly next gen. It seems that gameplay will involve dimensional rifts which will take you from one planet to another, and this is a perfect example of how SSD is a true game changer for consoles and the cutting out of loading screens. The controls should also be much improved from the older games. Now, the game world seemed dense and filled with an amazing amount of characters. As I said, the graphics were amazing with some pretty impressive shadows. I was also impressed by the destructible environment. However, I imagine this game will struggle to maintain frames per second since it seems to be pushing the machine to its max already. In fact, during the trailer I noticed that some frame drops were very evident. Overall, however, I was super impressed and I think I'm really looking forward to this new Ratchet & Clank game. Another interesting game which unfortunately did not show any gameplay is Project Athia by Square Enix. I mean, it is signed exclusively for PS5, whatever that means. The game seems to have a fantasy theme to it, magic and dragons. Hopefully we can learn more about it in the coming days. Yeah, not much to say about it so far, we don't really know much. And then we were shown Cat Simulator and Karen in Space Simulator. Not really interested in these games. Followed by Sackboy, Fortnite Goes Rocket League. I mean, this last game, Destruction All Stars, seems real cringe. Kena Bridge of Spirits seemed cute. I got some Horizon Zero Dawn vibes with the more cartoonish graphics. Combat seemed deeper than I expected from it, and I think it should be a good indie game to experience. Following Life is Strange Goes Furry, whatever that was really weird. weird game. We had one of the PS1 classics, Oddworld Soulstorm. I remember playing this on PlayStation 1. It was a great 2D game. It was presented well for a 2D game that it is. It seemed to be very visually intriguing. The game is quite thematically deep. It's a very heavy game, and that should make it an interesting one to experience. Next up, we had a Bethesda game, Ghostwire Tokyo, which looks bloody amazing. It's set in mysterious and supernatural Tokyo, and this seems to be a game in which you can see ghosts and the supernatural. It is a first-person action mystery game in which you fight against some kind of a cult who have taken over the city. Graphics look impressive, and the powers, which are controlled by hand gestures, look really fun to use. And this one is definitely a game I'm looking forward to. It will be coming out next year in 2021. A new project by the Super Brothers Jet, The Far Shore, seemed intriguing, but we don't really know much about it yet. Trailer showed absolutely nothing. Next has to be my most disappointing game reveal of the day. Godfall. I have been very excited for this game as I love the mythological theme, and I've been hearing a lot of good things about it, but dude, this is not Borderlands. What the hell was that music? I will reserve judgment on this game when I see more extended gameplay, but I am not encouraged by what I've seen so far. I mean, the gameplay seems spammy and way too fast for the setting. I am not a fan of this. Solar Ash looked pretty, but I mean, it's not really a game I will be interested in. Next up was Hitman 3. Now, I love Hitman, and I have been a fan of these games for a long time now. Hitman will definitely benefit from the improved density in crowds and visuals. It is a conclusion of the trilogy for Agent 47, so it should be interesting to see how they end that story. Astro's Playroom will be a game to test out the motion controls, but definitely not for me. On the other hand, Little Devil Inside seems to be a cute Monster Hunter-like game. I saw some traveling and climbing similar to Zelda, and the game seems to have a lot of personality. The trailer was weird, but I really enjoyed it. Especially I enjoyed the style, and this is one to keep an eye out for. Next, I mean, it's cute, but yeah. Next. Oh yes, finally it's back. Demon's Souls. I am so hyped for this game, and I am so hyped it's Bluepoint who are working on this project. They do not know how to mess up a remaster. I played the original after I played the Dark Souls trilogy, and it is such a great game. Atmosphere in Demon's Souls is the best of any of the Souls games, and with improved gameplay and graphics, this is a must-buy for me. I'm really looking forward to Demon's Souls Remastered. My second favorite game presented must be Deathloop. Dishonored was one of my favorite ever games, and this new Arcane game looks just like it. Both the gameplay as well as the aesthetics take a lot from Dishonored, but there seems to be a stronger focus here on action. The usual quirky graphics did not look next gen, but I trust these developers. They know how to make these kind of games. The concept here is very interesting. You have 8 targets to kill before midnight, and Juliana Blake is your antagonist who will try to stop you. Basically, the game will be 2 rival assassins attempting to kill these targets whilst trying to stop each other. When you fail, you can rewind time and try it again. You also have a lot of powers to use, similar to what you had in Dishonored. I hope it will be challenging, as that challenge would truly increase the replayability of this game. Another big game shown was Resident Evil 8 Village. Now, I am not a big Resident Evil fan. These games scare me way too much, and I really don't enjoy them. So I mean, I will not discuss it that much. I don't really have much to say about it. However, the next game, Pragmata by Capcom, really looks stunning. For a moment there, I thought this was Death Stranding 2. We don't really know much about it, and it still has a long time to come out. I mean, it's coming out in 2022. However, I must admit that the trailer was very effective in capturing my attention and making me want to know more about it. Finally, as everyone had already guessed, Horizon Forbidden West was revealed. What is there to say? The open world will be beautiful and immersive. You know that the world building will be exceptional, and aesthetically, it will make you stop and stare at its beauty. I am predicting this game to be one of the best games to come out on PS5. Aloy is a fantastic protagonist, and conceptually, the game is so original. I did not do it justice by describing it. Needless to say, this is a must-buy for anyone interested in purchasing a PS5. So that's it, guys. I mean, overall, considering the fact that we got some okay games and a look at the actual console, I would consider this a very successful presentation by Sony. Xbox please watch and learn. Now, which games are you looking forward to the most? Let me know in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it, and please do consider subscribing if you want to support my channel. Thank you so much guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.